good morning, everybody. Well, it's the morning. For those that are actually watching it in the afternoon, good afternoon. For those that are watching it in the evening, good evening. I'm here with my one and only, I wouldn't say one and only, I have more than one friend, but this is one of my greatest friends, Martha Piñon, and realtor from the Antelope Valley. And she is a realtor that is, her brokerage is, I'm going to say, I don't want to get it wrong. So if you could say that.
Sure. It's Elevate Real Estate.
Elevate Real Estate. Mm-hmm. And I've been wanting Martha onto the podcast for a minute. Mm-hmm. But of course, you know, the encouragement of actually being on the podcast takes a little bit for some people. And I understand that because, you know, this is something different as far as like from what we're used to. And I understand the idea of like being in front of the camera and then being asked questions that you might not know. What am I going to ask you? So the consciousness of the, you know, like, being a little bit apprehensive of actually being on the podcast. I could definitely understand. So thank you so much, Martha, for coming through. And of course, thank you so much, Jordan, for actually coming through as well and being behind the scenes. Martha, if you could just give my audience a little brief bio as far as like what you do. And then of course, we already stated your brokerage, but if you want, you could just give a little background on the brokerage as well.
Well, first of all, thank you for calling me your friend. That means a lot to me, and Jordan too. I appreciate the opportunity just to be here. Thank you. I know this is kind of important for me because it's hard for me to just get in front of a camera. You already know this as a videographer, even getting us realtors to record a reel. It's like pulling teeth, right? It sounds like we like to be on camera, but honestly, how many takes does it take for us to make a 30-second reel? 100?
It takes a minute.
Yeah, it takes a minute for sure. Yeah. So I am a real estate broker since 2007. I initially started real estate in 1996. I know I was like 10, just kidding. But at that time, the market was very different. I worked for a family member. She's still my mentor till this day. And that's where I started real estate. I actually have a background in dental.
Wow.
Or not.
Wow.
Yeah. And I did that for 10 years off and on. But real estate was what kept pulling me back. And I'm grateful because it helped me raise my children. And thank God none of them went into real estate. Nothing disrespectful, but I just didn't want them to put in the hours that I had to put in.
Yeah.
So real estate is a great career. I just didn't want my children in it.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure it's because, as far as I know as well, the concept of the entrepreneur, it's just the amount of hours that you put in and the amount of efforts and things that you have to then put into place without getting paid. You know, it's a lot of hours that people, unless you're in it and you're in the position where you could actually say you're in it, you're not going to understand it. You know, like you might as well just go to the 9 to 5 and get paid for the time that you're
there.
But there's the benefits also as far as like being an entrepreneur, you know, long term. I'm pretty sure there's benefits on the 9 to 5 as well. Me personally, I've never done a 9 to 5 in my entire life. So I can't actually do the comparison as far as like which one I would like more. I did a 2-week thing for my friend's perfume store out here in on K in Lancaster for 2 weeks. I worked for him. And this is before I did the real estate photography and videography. So it's about 6-7 years ago. And at the time, I had just quit all my students. I was teaching music. And once again, I was going from entrepreneurship to the actual 9 to 5. And he asked me like, hey, do you want to work at my perfume shop? I just heard that you quit music. And I said, yeah. And sure enough, I did it for 2 weeks and I wanted to shoot my face.
Walking in.
I could not. I was like, you own me for the amount of time that you're telling me you're going to pay me. I'm going to drive to a location that I don't want to go to. I'm going to do something I'm not going to enjoy doing. And I'm not enjoying this.
That's hard.
So for me, it was just more of, that was my only experience that I've had, the 9 to 5. I also was an assistant at the time for a realtor at KW at the same time that I was doing the perfume shop. And it was the same thing. I was doing I was in the morning with her, doing like paperwork and all this. I didn't know what I was doing, to be honest. I had no idea. She just needed someone to do like paperwork, but she also wanted someone that was bilingual.
Okay.
So I went in with just the hopes, I'm like, hey, I need extra money because I literally just quit music. And it was the same concept. I'm like, wow, like someone owns me for this amount of money. It was just the hardest thing for me to understand and comprehend that I was doing something that was never going to be a thing long term, but I was still doing it because I had to do it for income. And in my head, it ate at me, like it was just not a settled thing where I'm going to say, I'm just going to do it because I have to do it, which at the time I did do it. And this is where the gratitude of me going into being the entrepreneur goes into, like, I'm doing something. Yes, it is a lot harder. Yes, I'm going to put more time into doing things that no one sees me doing and putting more efforts in things that no one really sees me putting efforts behind the scenes. But at the end of the day, like, I would rather do that than actually say that I'm doing something that one has no fulfillment internal. And then also I don't see the long-term longevity of my mental health being intact.
That's true. You have the entrepreneurial spirit.
I think it was just more situational for me.
Really?
But a lot of people don't have the same situation as far as backgrounds. A lot of people grow up in the United States, or they're born here. I wasn't born here. So my situation comes from the immigrant side.
Okay.
Like, I don't have the opportunities, or I didn't have the opportunities that those that were born here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So for me, it was more of like, okay, let me create my own job. So from the beginning, it was that. So going into the 9 to 5, now I'm having someone to tell me, like, okay, when you walk in, you're going to do these things, and you're going to do this next, and you're going to do this next. And then it's just piling up and piling up. I'm like, what is happening? Like, this is what people do. Like, it's so, and I was never used to that concept. So going into your, like, the mindset of your daughters, like, or your kids going into the real estate stuff, it's like, I get it. Like, I understand the concept of, like, you understand the hardships that it takes to even gain a customer or gain clients and then have them return. And, the behind the scenes are the things that I 100% understand.
Yes. Well, you've witnessed the behind the scenes, I'm sure. And I think that's what it was. I think it was more coming from a place of protection.
Yeah.
But if they wanted to go into real estate, of course, I would 100% supported them.
Yeah.
One of them actually took his courses. He never took the license, which I was kind of glad. But that's okay. He followed his path, which was something completely different.
Yeah.
But I do support, I would have supported any of them if they had decided to go into the family business, so to speak.
Yeah, I think, I do understand the idea that the protection side is always going to be there because you're the mom, but just the concept that you're going to be there to protect them and mentor them would have been a great spot for them if they were deciding to go into the real estate business.
I still got one young one. Maybe she'll change her mind and want to do real estate. We'll see.
Yeah, and then as far as like a more of a backstory, as far as how I met you, technically you've known my family more or longer than I've known you.
Yes.
Which I didn't even know until later on, where my mom would tell me, like, oh, I know this realtor. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I know so many at this point that I don't even know.
Yeah, I've known your mom well over 10 years, maybe 12, 13.
Okay.
Yeah, she's lovely. And she does amazing hair. And she was highly recommended, and we built a relationship. And so I kind of knew your story. I think you might have still been in high school. I don't remember, or in college. I don't remember. We were really young. Yeah. And your sister too. So it was kind of fun just to hear your stories and your growth. And she always was so proud of you. And now he's doing this, and now he's doing that. I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. So our paths had not crossed yet, but I knew of you. Okay. Maybe we knew of each other.
Yeah. I would see your pictures, and of course, Facebook, at the time was more organic, where you would see people, even if you weren't following them, or even if you weren't engaging in their actual profile, I would see your face because it was Antelope Valley orientation as far as like the radius. So I recognized you off of your pictures.
Oh, I look like my pictures in real life. I'm just kidding.
I do like your older pictures too. Like, I'm not going to lie. Those pictures were really good. This is before I started doing the real estate photography.
Oh, okay. Thank
you.
Even
the headshots. I'm like, oh yeah, she has a good picture.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Even then. So
even before AI?
Even before the AI. That one, I was like, okay.
She's got to tone it down.
She got to chill on that one.
I'm not going to take it personal because I wasn't the only one.
Oh, I know who they were. I know which agents use the AI headshots because I'm every time, and this is the only reason I guess this would be a good transition going into this concept is now going into the confidence being the thing that is now being approached as far as like within the marketplace. It is now a situation where confidence is going to be your long-term financial gain. And I understand that AI is a good concept to use as a tool. And the only reason I'm going to bring this up is because you actually brought it up right now as far as you using AI to have a headshot. And I remember when you guys were going to do your billboard for your team, Every person that you had on your team, I had to study, because anytime that anybody comes in to my studio and does a headshot with me, I kind of want to understand, all right, what are the poses that they already are used to doing, so that if I ask them to repeat it, it's more of just a habit of like, okay, I already know how to do it. Like it's not, I'm not going to have them do a handstand, you know, like it has to be comfortable. So I'll go into every profile and I'll say like, okay, this is a good pose because this and this, and I'll study every face.
That is so funny.
But then I'll go into people that do AI headshots.
And you're like, I can't figure them out.
And I'm like, wait a minute, is this the person that's going to come into my studio? Because this looks a little bit too like, too clean. You know, like you could tell, like, or maybe because I'm the photographer, I could tell. Maybe someone that hasn't met you in person wouldn't be able to tell. But I did, because I'm like, okay, I need to study this face, and I also need to study the body, because everybody's different, and then certain bodies won't look good if I do certain things. And I'm like, okay, I'm studying, but I am not gaining nothing from this, because
everything's altered.
Now everything, like from the face, the hair to the body, like none of it is real. And I'm like, okay, I have no idea what to do. So you guys came in, and I'm like, okay, you guys made my day.
Oh my gosh. I hope it made it not too hard for you.
That was an interesting one, because I was like, I think we needed to get the billboard pictures within the week, and everything was so fast paced. And I'm like, I normally just do one person and I'll give them 30 minutes, but every person had like 10, 15 minutes with me. So everything was so quick. And I'm like,
you did a great job.
It was a different experience for me, for sure, because I do like to provide an experience when I give headshots, or anything that I do. I like to give an experience besides just giving the product. And doing the headshots, it's very intimate, you know, especially when it comes to with the women. Men are a little bit easier because we don't really care too much. Some do. I'm not gonna say not every guy cares about self-image, but most men that come in here, they're like, just take my picture. And then they're gone. They're gone like within 15 minutes. And I'm like, perfect. I'm happy that you're happy, and that's all I care about. But when it comes to women, I'm like, okay, I have to build the self-confidence. I have to build the self-esteem. I have to then build a personality, so I could get the actual facial expression that is going to provide me a picture and a product to the person, that is then going to give the customer a form of confidence that they're going to be able to say, oh, that's a real person, that I'm now going to call them. And now it's just a whole thing in my head.
Oh, no, but you're right. You're right. Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where the AI thing is going to now need to be used in a different format, if it's going to be used at all in this industry.
Well, it already is being used. That's the problem.
Yes, it is being used. And I think we have to just be careful on how we use it, especially when it comes to the industry of sales. Sales is a very competitive, niche, I would say, that everyone's trying to win. And how do we use tools? We could either destroy things by using the tools, or build something from using those tools.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the idea of even just the human behavior is going to be like, I'm going to go off of what's more comfortable and the easiest.
Yeah.
So we just have to be careful, even when we aren't really consciously thinking that we're destroying something, which is the destruction of self-image is one thing that I see a lot in this industry.
Yeah.
I know I'm self-conscious as well when it comes to my own image. I don't think anybody isn't, even if they say that they're not. It's just one of those, it's just a thing, like we're trying to preserve our image because we're just creatures that want to protect ourselves. So that's all it really is. But now it's gone to the point where I'm like, okay, now we're going into like more cartoonish images. And I'm like, what is happening?
That's a little bit too much. Yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah. I think there's a place for it, right? And in my opinion, I do use AI for one thing, but let me go back to where I think AI is beneficial. Perhaps in a buyer situation where you have a home buyer that's buying a home and they don't have the vision for it. And you as a realtor, you've seen these houses being transformed. And that specific scenario, if we can take a picture and then just say, hey, this is what it could look like, and you can show them immediately on your phone or your iPad, you might be able to build a vision for them as a home buyer, or even a maybe possible investment. I think that's a healthy way to use the AI product. As far as like videos are concerned, I would believe that some salespeople, whether it's in real estate or other businesses, will probably use their clone, so to speak, as an AI image to create videos, because they feel more comfortable having I'm going to call it a clone. Sorry, it is what it is. An avatar. That's what it's called, right? Yeah. It speak for them because of confidence. And if that's what they want to do, they want to do. I don't think I would do that, because I just don't think that's my personality. I'd rather just talk and use, because I want you to meet me in person and say, hey, she looks like her picture. Oh, that is really her.
Yeah.
That is what she sounds like, exactly, etc. I do use AI for a very specific reason. And I'm going to just out myself right now. My office line, if you call, you hear me, it is my voice. It is me, but it is an AI receptionist.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, it's actually a very cool one. You guys should call it, because it sounds, you're like, wait, that's not her, because it responds to you. It's a very smart system.
Yeah.
But I need it because technology enables us now. We don't have a receptionist.
Yeah.
Barely any real estate offices have receptionists.
Yeah.
Our traffic is so much, it just has changed so much since COVID.
Yeah.
And as far as technology and even real estate office spaces, as you know, there aren't even that many office spaces anymore that are aimed at the client. They're more aimed as work centers now.
Yes, exactly.
Because we meet our clients in person, or everything's done digitally, DocuSign, Zoom. The only time I really meet clients in person are if I'm doing a listing presentation, or when we're ready to do a buyer presentation to go show homes. You know, but it's changed and evolved a lot. So that's where I see the AI benefiting my business, because I can give them a proper response if they call and they're calling the office line and I can't answer the phone. But once a client is a client of mine with a signed agreement, of course, then they, will be able to reach me personally on my cell phone, et cetera. But it's not because I'm trying to put an obstruction for them to contact me. It's not that. I have a boundary, and I know how my time is used best, and my time is valuable. I'm not going to just answer every phone call.
At every hour.
Yeah, it's hard. I have a family and I have a business.
Yeah, and then some people don't have that boundary set in their brain. They're like, I'm just going to call them at 9 in the nighttime.
At 5 in the morning.
Or 5 in the morning when I'm waking up.
Yeah, they think I'm awake. And I might be, but that's not my time for work.
Exactly. And I understand that too, because the industry or I would say with anything that's a company right now is going to change. Me and Jordan were actually talking about the editing side when it comes to our industry, how it's changing too. I'm now getting into programs where now the photos are being done by AI as far as like editing wise. And I have an editor and I'm like, if editors aren't careful, that's the first thing that's going to go.
Oh my.
Because now my offset of my, I guess what I would say my overhead, I'm always going to look at overhead because I'm a company, and if I could send it to a program and it's basically going to do exactly what they've been doing. And I understand that what they've been doing has been good, and it's there's a technique and there's a process and everything. But if there's a program, just like your time, my time is also valuable on the concept of like, there's something faster, because now it's going to be more convenient for our clients to get these things a lot quicker. And now if they get it quicker, they're going to be able to send it off to MLS a lot faster. And it's just the process and the system that's being developed, and it's the conveniences, right?
Yes.
But it's also a tool that, once again, that I want to use because I want to keep building my company. And unfortunately, sometimes that build up, if the editors aren't careful and they don't understand what's coming up and they don't actually progress in their profession, they're going to be left behind. Now, going into that, do you see that in any way happening to the actual agent, like the actual realtor agent?
That's a good question. You made me think about your side of the business, and it's true. But the way I see your business, also that person, that editor, they, like you said, they could shift into a different type of role in your business, right? Because now they can do other things. So that's good that you're thinking that far ahead. As far as real estate is concerned, I don't think AI can replace a relationship. I don't think an AI can walk you through a door. I know there are companies out there that have tried and tested, and they're still in business, that just put a lockbox on the door and the buyer can just let themselves in. And there are some people that prefer that. I don't know why, but they prefer that. But most people, especially first-time home buyers, it doesn't even matter if they're first-time home buyers, sellers or move-up buyers, they want that relationship. They want to be able to talk to someone and bounce off their concerns or their ideas. And this is, of course, one of the biggest purchases you ever make in your life. Are you really going to just trust some robot to meet you there? I mean, I'm literally, not figuratively speaking, not literally, and open the door for you when you really want to be able to have a person that has the experience that you can trust and be able to answer these concerns for you. And sometimes it is in the middle of the night. I mean, I'm not saying we're not always available. There are times that are justified, right?
Yeah.
And for me, I don't know. I don't think I could do that. There are several big purchases I think that we make as consumers. Homes is one of them. Cars, But I know cars might not be a great comparison because I bought cars online.
Like
but I did,
Carvana?
but I test drove them first. And also, like, let's even talk about like maybe a children's daycare. You want to go meet the daycare. You're not just going to go online reviews and drop off your kid. I mean, I hope not. Go check it out. Make sure you see that the place is safe. And when you're choosing schools for your kids, if you have the option of choosing schools, or even let's just take it down to like a wedding dress. Most brides, I would assume, are going to go and have that experience at a bridal shop where they get the fancy chairs and the champagne, and they want that experience. And I think home buyers want that.
Yeah.
Now, has AI benefited our business? Absolutely. We use AI ChatGPT for many things. I won't say what they are on here.
I do.
But realtors know.
I'll tell you.
You can tell us. Yeah. And it's a benefit. It's a tool.
Yeah.
Right? As long as we still keep the human side of it and don't become, I want to say,
complacent.
Or
not confident. I would say like
they just like
complacent.
You just rely on it. Like, get a little relaxed. But no, there even are systems that we have available now as realtors to even pull comps without us doing the actual work.
Yeah.
But we should know better. We should be able to know how to do the proper data analyzation to make sure that you're presenting the correct information to your client. Don't just go by a report that a system ran for you.
Exactly.
Because then we're just the same as Zillow, and no disrespect to Zillow, but then we're just doing a estimate, right? I'm just saying, do your work, study the data, do your comps. So AI, I believe, is a tool that's going to benefit our business and help us with our clients become better realtors. But I don't, and I could be wrong, but I don't foresee AI replacing us realtors because we are humans. We still need that connection.
In my head, because while you're telling the story of the process of like how you go about going and showing the houses, I do agree that the human experience is always going to be attached to another human. But I do understand that the way that sales work, it's always going to be based off of convenience and also like the idea, like what's the quickest way to do these certain things. Now, I would say the first thing that's going to probably end up going is a buyer's agent. Now, the reason why I say a buyer's agent is because they're showing a house, and the convenience of showing a house at the time that is not meant for the actual buyer, it's gonna go away and it's gonna dwindle when there's a system. And me personally, this is while you were saying that, I was coming up with this concept. I would say just throw in an iPad or like a big screen in the living room. As far as like if you're gonna do not an open house, I would say like if there's a vacant house and it's gonna go for sale, and it's probably gonna go for like more of the newer builds, like just have iPads around the house. And then just basically just have questionnaires as far as like just have like almost like a ChatGPT or a Siri. And then that way the actual buyer could start asking these questions while they're walking through the house. So now it's being interactive. Now, first time home buyers, they might not go through that process because they still want that connection of like the confidence of someone holding their hand. But if you're a second time home buyer, third home buyer, or even an investor, it's going to be just easier just to say, hey, whatever they want to call it, Zillow, ChatGPT, or whatever, could I get a lockbox code for this house at this time? And they'll just give you an approval. And because the convenience is going to be overstepping the idea of like, now I don't have to go through, that buyer's agent or even the listing agent, because now it's in the system of like, I'm going to do it at my own time and at my own pace. And I already understand that the process that I understand the way that my system works is going to be more convenient for me. So that's why I say more of the buyer's agent's going to be dwindled away. It's not going to be it's going to be from like a couple of maybe another generation or here or there. But I do see a lot of things that are still going to be needed, but they're going to need to be combined together in order for it to be more relevant. And I think the buyer's agent needs to be careful, just like the editor. The seller agent's going to be different because now you're having to get the sell, and you need to feel your actual client has to be confident in you saying, I'm going to give you the contract for my house. So let's market it. Let's do this. They need a human for that. Yeah. But the buyer's agent, that's going to be a different story. It's going to be.
I agree halfway. Maybe for the convenience of seeing the house.
Yeah.
But now we're talking writing offers, negotiations, negotiating
so
repairs.
That's the combination of the buyer's agent and the seller's agent needs to combine. That's where my head goes into. The buyer's agent needs to combine itself with the seller's agent, because the buyer's agent's going to be now, the sales of the buyer's agent is going to dwindle down through the AI system. So the buyer's agent needs to become the selling agent now.
So you're saying this listing agent's going to be dual representation.
There you go. Yeah. It has to kind of the combination has to be there. But then there's also going to be bias in that format as well.
Yeah, we can go into, that's like a whole other conversation. And I'll just finish that part with, there are some states where dual agency is illegal.
Yeah, I know. It changed a lot this year in California, right?
Yeah, but also, again, I'm not going to get into the commission part of it, but is a listing agent, and who knows what the law will be by then, because things are always changing. Yeah. Will a listing agent be willing to work for half of their income? I don't know. That's another whole other podcast. Yeah.
More technical for the realtors. This is more of a general conversation for more of the general person out there that isn't really interested in the real estate. Yeah. And usually when it comes to the actual podcast, especially for this one, I've been trying to approach it not into more of the relationship as if I do bring a realtor. But we just kind of fell into it, right? Because we were talking about the AI stuff, which is okay.
It goes into the same.
It goes into the same concept, which is fine. I completely understand as far as like a different conversation for a different time, and more for a different person because I'm not a realtor. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just talking.
No, but you have some experience, and you get a whole other point of view because you see it from a different perspective, and you are. You know what's going on. Now
going into the actual relationship as far as how we met, I kind of don't remember.
You know what? I don't remember. Maybe you had a listing. Maybe you took pictures. I don't remember.
I
just felt like I already knew you.
Okay.
So
okay.
Maybe it just was naturally.
I remember my mom did have my business cards at her salon for a while. Yeah. Maybe it could have gone through that. Yeah. But I told my mom to take them out.
Oh, she did.
I told her.
Oh, why?
The metric of like where I want to go in the business, it wasn't because for her business, I was getting more of the calls of the quinceañera and that kind of thing. And family I'm like, I don't do quinceañera. Well, the family photos I do know October, November, but those are my only months that I'll actually put that type of photography in place. But as far as like the quinceañera stuff, and because my mom does run a more Hispanic salon, it was the quinceañera every single week. I'm like, oh, do you do quinceañeras? And I'm like, if I had just started, that would have been great place to start. But because I was already doing the real estate stuff, it was just an inconvenience of like, well, if I do this specific type of work, I'm gonna like probably I have to offset something, you know, because I can't do both at once because I need a team for this and I need a team for that. And then I also need someone to edit here and I need someone to edit there. And now my head's going to be in two places. So I basically told them, I'm like, nah, I can't have my business cards at your salon. Unfortunately, if there's someone that I understand that is more of just within the category of work that we're doing, then for sure, like let them know like, okay, this is what he does and blah, blah, blah. But don't have my business cards in your salon because I was just getting too many calls. I
can imagine.
Especially quinceañeras. I hear they're hard.
There's a lot of work.
They're Catholic. The ceremony's like 2 hours.
That's like, a whole day.
Oh my God. It's just, I wouldn't be able to do it. It's just,
a whole day job.
It's a whole day job for sure. So none of us remember how we met, but we met somehow.
We met and then we saw each other in different events and
and I'm actually really grateful as far as like all the work that you've given us and of course all the referrals that you've given us as well in the past, and of course now you're using our photo booth.
Yeah, we love the photo booth.
Yes, and it was something that I had just started, I think personally I had just started last year in December. I remember I was outsourcing it from someone within the team because they had it, and I was just giving that position to them to give to you because in my head I'm like, I would rather say yes to a customer than say no. And then when you called me last year in November, you're like, hey Irvin, could we do the photo booth again? I'm like, yeah, I don't have one.
Yeah, I know. You were so good about getting that ready for us.
Thank you. Let me call you by this time today. And I was on the freeway with the photo booth guy.
I remember.
I was on YouTube and I figured out and I was on the freeway too. I was on I was on the 405 heading towards a listing, and I was trying to figure.
You're literally shopping for the camera system.
I was asking him questions. Luckily, he became one of my good friends now. His name is David. Good. His company is called Mr. Professional or Canary Productions. He actually runs an actual photo booth business himself, but then he also actually provides photo booths for like people that want to get into it.
Very
and
nice.
I found him on YouTube, luckily, and I saw a website and it said 15-minute call, and I scheduled it within like I just put like 30 minutes within the 30-minute that I had.
The drive.
And he called me and I'm like, hi, I'm David. And we started talking. And I told him the situation, and I told him like everything, like, hey, I run a production company, but I don't do photo booths. And I was just wondering if you could just give me like a little bit of insight, because learning something new, it's a process. And then because I've never done it before, I wanted to provide something for you that wasn't going to be a headache for the both of us, you know,
Right.
because I was going to get there and I know you were already going to have people coming through. And yeah, he's like, okay, this is what we need to do. This is what you're going to probably end up paying. And if you're willing to do this, and if you want to come to my house, I could show you to build it. So from the beginning, currently he's still one of my friends.
That's so awesome.
Like, we'll talk to each other maybe once every other month because we're both fairly busy. So we both understand. And the way that he speaks is just so profound that I'm like, wow, I found someone like me.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm like, oh, we connected. So it's so really cool that I got to actually meet David through the situation.
Yeah.
That technically,
sorry, I put you in that pressure.
that you wanted me to go through, but I'm grateful for it, you know, because I could have said no, and I would have never met him, and I would have never gotten the opportunities that I've been given now through the position that you put me through, because now I'm now running the photo booth, and
So good.
I'm using it for just the events that we were already shooting anyways, but now I'm just doing the add-ons, right?
That's so cool.
I'm like, hey, I have a photo booth. Do you want to add that photo booth instead of just a person walking around? And they say yes. And of course, I got to meet Felicia through the photo booth. And now Felicia's one of my favorite people too.
Yeah, and she loves the photo booth.
Felicia's one of my favorite people.
She is so fun.
I cannot believe how amazing she is. She's one of the people that I've also invited to the podcast. Hopefully she comes through.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know who Felicia is, Felicia Williams Law Firm.
Yes.
Here in Antelope Valley in Los Angeles. She's an attorney, and she's amazing. I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that.
No, she is amazing. She's a wonderful person. And as far as an attorney goes, she is one of those that I would definitely just say with confidence, she's a great person.
Yeah.
And for anybody that is looking for an attorney out here in the Antelope Valley, or I'm not sure how far her radius goes.
All LA County and some Kern County.
Oh, there you go. Well, anybody that's looking for an attorney, definitely call Felicia.
Yes,
she is out here in the Antelope Valley, but I'm pretty sure she takes all cases from all places. Now going into the growth of your business.
Oh, yeah.
How is that going?
Okay. So I've been very blessed. I have an amazing team. We are very like-minded. We are very selective on who gets to join our team. Sorry, it sounds like a club. It's not a club, but you have to be aligned. I'm very protective. And I think it's just from the lessons I've learned over the years, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. And right now, I think we're in a great position. We have endured the last 2 years have been very challenging in real estate.
It's been very challenging.
Yeah. We got in through. We still had hitting our goals. Okay. Thank God. I mean, I wish we could exceed those goals, but we'll get there. And I think we have a great foundation.
Yes.
Especially with Felicia's support and the great people we surround ourselves with, including yourself, that helps us continue to grow. And I think next year we have some more things coming on the technology side.
Yeah.
We have invested in a lot of software that's going to help us continue to grow with our clients and contact management. So I believe that our office is a good home for a certain type of agent, and we're continuing to grow. We are always looking for talent and people that will appreciate what we have to offer and not take it for granted. And I think the right people will come when they're supposed to come.
Yeah, I guess you'll attract the people that you're becoming. And I agree with that too. When it comes to the real estate side of the business side, I have seen the slowdown within this area. Of course, there's a lot more competition on my end too. So I can't say it's one or the other, but either way, I have found it where just like your experiences have gone into like this I guess this industry, you could either take it into a position of like you're going to be open arms for everybody, or you could just be very selective, and the selection sometimes is a lot better than being too open armed, because the energy you bring in, sometimes it's not the greatest energy, and you just want to make sure that you don't spread it out to, I would say, to your team or even to your family.
Exactly. Yeah. And I want to be able to give my undivided attention and time to the team I have now. And if it grows too much, then it dilutes it, and the quality of my time is not going to be as good as the team I have now. So it depends who's joining, right?
Yeah.
And how much attention and time they need. I used to be very, what's the word? I'm stubborn. I am still stubborn, but I didn't want to hire brand new agents. For years, I was just like, no, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. And then I know God spoke to me one day and said, you got to teach new agents. And he humbled me. And I said, okay. So I became obedient.
Okay.
And it was probably one of the best things I've done. It gives me a lot of happiness to see people grow. The right people can become great agents. They're brand new, even with no experience.
Yeah.
As long as they have the right heart and they're willing to learn, and also lead people to the right. How could I say this? They just have to be good people. Let's just put it that way, and not take advantage of others.
Yeah, no, I definitely see that. And I've been having once the same thing as far as like same conversation with myself, as far as like bringing in people into my company, as far as like the newbies, because I've been training since I started, and the advantages that have been taking place on my end have been where I'm like, do I want to continue teaching? Because I see that they have their own agendas when I'm teaching them, and it's not to better the team, it's to better just themselves, and they'll just take advantage. And it's one of those concepts of like, do I want to continue teaching because of that personality type? And in my head, just like yours, I have to just be open-minded to the point where I could say like, well, I might meet another Ariana, which is my editor. She's been with us since the beginning, like 7 years now. Or I meet another photographer like Jordan, which when he came in, he didn't know anything. Like he literally from scratch.
Here's
like,
an answer. Like
from day one, he's told me, he's like, I don't even have a camera. And I'm like, all right, well, good enough for me. But I was, like I said, back then I was more naive and open-minded and open to anybody that was willing and wanting to learn.
Jordan.
I got lucky, but once again, within the Jordans and the Arianas, I have had a bulk, where they came in and I'm like, okay, I devoted time, I've devoted money, I've devoted my systems, I've devoted to give you clients, and I've given you this, and I've given you opportunities here, and I've given you this, and even the concepts of like just handing, clients and here you go, I'm not taking nothing from you. It's more of, well, it's not good enough. And I'm like, okay, where is this heading towards as far as like my energy? And I think we're going back to what you said, I'm more selective. And I think that's more where, like you said, I'm not trying to like be a gatekeeper. It's more of just like, I'm just setting a boundary now. Like as far as like,
it's healthy.
Yeah, I guess so, for anything, right?
Yeah, it's healthy. And I think I understand where you're coming from, because you invest so much time and energy into someone to grow them. And I used to take it very personal a long time ago, not anymore, when someone would leave. And now I changed my mindset on that. Like, you know what? I'm going to do the best I can to keep them here, keep them happy. And if it works out, great. But if they don't work out and they need to leave, as long as they go somewhere else, and I've given them or taught them a good foundation, that they can take that somewhere else and they can go, I was trained properly. I learned from Martha, I did what I had to do, and now I'm going on to another adventure, whatever that might be. But at least that they can't say, oh, she didn't teach me how to do this the right
correctly,
way, you know?
Exactly.
And that gives me peace.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, when you have to go, it's time for you to go, then I will still respect you and love you and send you on your way. And that's okay. You can continue to grow, but you can't come back.
Yeah. just don't call me anymore.
You're out of the circle.
Now you're blocked.
Kidding.
Now you're blocked.
You're unfriending you. I'm just joking.
You're blocked from everything.
We're still friends, but yeah. No, I'm just joking.
No,
maybe I'm not.
We all got it. We all got it. Going off of the work-life balance metric, is there something that you used or you're currently doing that you could say that you're now in the position where you're kind of balanced more? Because like we went back in the beginning talking about entrepreneurship and how hard it is, and I'm still learning, so maybe I could learn a little bit as far as like maybe if there's something that you could give out.
Well, it took a long time to learn it, but I learned it because it was getting really hard, and that has to do with boundaries and learning. If you haven't read a book on boundaries, there's a great one by Dr. Henry McLeod, and I highly recommend that. If nobody's read it, please read it over and over and over, and put it on your phone as a audio whenever you need to. But that book definitely made a big change in my life because I felt less guilty saying no. So I do follow a schedule every week. I do have my calendar scheduled. I double check it the Sunday before. Okay, what do I have going on? And there are blocks of time that I just will not answer. And it's not because I'm being rude. It's just that's my time for whatever it is that I have scheduled. So I'm very good at communicating with my agents also and my clients. I'm not going to be available, blah, 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 whatever days. And my agents, I will respectfully reply to them like, this is not a good time, but if you email me, I will get back to you this time and this day. And I do. I put it on my calendar. So as long as you continue to set those boundaries and remember to put yourself at the top of the list, also in your needs, whatever that need might be. For me, it could be, I'm going to go get a pedicure and I don't want to be bothered for an hour, and put my headphones on and watch whatever, YouTube, and that's my time. So I've learned to be more selfish with my own time for myself and not feel guilty.
Okay.
And that has helped me so much. It has helped me with my self-confidence.
Okay.
And also my mindset and feeling more in control and relaxed.
Okay.
Because now I have that time to look forward to the next time I have it.
Oh, that's great.
Was the book called Boundaries?
Yeah, it's literally called Boundaries by Dr. Henry McLeod.
I'll have to look that up. There's a bunch of books that I've been reading right now.
Really?
But that's something that I have definitely been learning how to actually set a boundary for myself as far as like not overworking. It's just really hard. Like before we started the podcast, we're talking about how the idea of being busy and being productive is two different things. And I think the off balance of me being busy right now is kind of been putting more pressure on myself as far as like, I'm not doing enough, but I'm like, am I doing too much because it's just busy work and it's not productive work? And where's the offset for me to like say, this is busy work and maybe just let that go because that's just busy?
I think it's prioritizing.
Okay.
So writing it all down, all those things that you have on your mind, whatever they are, even if it's just movie time, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, just writing it all down and just aligning and say, okay, this is a priority, then this needs to get done because I need to do my taxes by January, whatever that might look like, right? And then this other stuff is like, I really want to reorganize my closet because it gives me joy and happiness when my closet is super clean and organized. So we just, but that could be a priority because that's priority for your mental well-being, right? So it's really taking all those thoughts out of our head, putting them either on a notebook or on your phone, whatever it is, instead of having them all internal. Then it doesn't do any good because you're overthinking all the time. And I had a whole experience about that. It's called ruminating. But now I just write down all the things that need to be done. It's so much more, what's the word? Less clutter in my brain. I guess I'm clutter free because I wrote it all down and it's all organized and I have these ideas for whenever. And then sometimes you'll just be like, oh my gosh, I'm brainstorming, and you get all these ideas too, right? Write them down because that could be potentially the next big idea you might have for your business.
Okay.
And now you have it written down so you won't forget, oh yeah, the other day I had this great idea, but I totally forgot what it was. That happens often, all of us, because we get busy and we're driving.
Yeah.
Right? Voice
There's
notes.
too much noises around us. Yeah.
I use voice notes on my phone. I use reminders on my phone. I'll jot it down. And then I'll, at the end of the week, I usually clean out all my notes, whether they're digital or on paper. And then I'm like, okay, let's organize this.
Yeah.
And that's, at least for me, very calming for my brain.
Okay.
I do have a little bit of ADD, but
I
try to control it. Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah. I think as a realtor, you kind of are required to have ADD.
Well, I think for the person that's always busy has some sort of ADD because we're always just kind of doing everything all at once. And we're like frustrated if we're not doing something, but we're frustrated when we're doing too much. I'm like, okay, where is it?
You got to give yourself permission to relax.
Yeah. I think that's something that I've definitely been trying my best to kind of like put in place as far as like, for myself.
Takes practice.
It's just, it is practice and it's something that I'm not used to. And maybe it's, I think the same conversation that me and Jordan were having coming down to from your listing this weekend. And we're talking about relationships, how hard they are, like the amount of work that I would have to put into a person to even start the relationship. And then in my head, I'm like, I'm already getting anxiety.
You're ruminating. Yeah, you're thinking about something that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, exactly.
So a good relationship, there is work. I'm not saying anything, but a good relationship, it flows naturally where it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah. Exactly.
If a relationship feels like work, in my opinion, again, I'm not a therapist or anything.
Yeah.
If it's costing you that much anxiety and stress, do you really want to be in that relationship?
Yeah, no, in my head it was just more hypothetical. It wasn't even a person. It was just all hypothetical, and I was all building the relationship. Like, I have to take her on a date and I have to schedule this, and I'm like, I have to remember Valentine's Day now. Like, oh my God.
You're already thinking about February? Oh my God.
That's where my head goes into, because I've been on relationships in the first, I would say, 6 months in a relationship with, especially for a guy. I'm not sure how girls are. But the first 6 months, it's almost like we're peacocking, just like consistently. We're like, we have to showcase this, we have to showcase that, showcase this characteristic, showcase that characteristic.
You want to show the best.
We have to like, it's just so much. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And even the ones that say that, oh no, I don't really need that. I'm like, oh my God, you're the one that's probably going to need it the most.
They're lying. Yeah, no, for girls, I think, I mean, I haven't dated in years, of course, but sorry, joking here. I think it's more about, we're more worried about what our nails look like and what we're going to wear.
Okay.
Where are we going to go eat? That's what we care about. But I think you guys need to take so much pressure off yourselves. The right person is not going to care. And really, they don't. They're just going to be just as nervous.
Yeah.
Just as stressed out about it. Just overthink it just as much. And like I said, the right person, a good relationship is going to be very well balanced. And they're just going to be like, chill. Like, okay, we go here, we go. All right, if we don't, we don't. Now, if somebody's the other way around, then maybe that's not the right person.
No, I agree. Because
that's too much maintenance.
I basically, when I date, I basically just like, I'll see the red flags right away, where I'm now noticing more red flags than green flags at this point in our generation, where I'm like, oh my God, I don't even want to go on the first date.
We're going to have a whole episode on that, Ollie. Red flags and green flags.
The green flags are this and this and this. But the green flags are usually the ones that I would see mostly 10 years ago. It's just the rarities that were normal back then. Life has
changed, yeah.
Now it's just a completely different demographic for everything. I think the millennial and Gen Z, I think the ones before them, I think they're called alphas. I think they're gonna be different. I think they're gonna be the ones that, because they're growing with the already knowings of like the misconceptions of the information that was given to the millennial and the Gen Z. I think they're going to see through the experiences that they've been now currently are having, you know, like how more people are on medication, more people are lonely, more women were this, and now you know, they've gone through here. This is where men are at now mentally, and they're now, I think that's where it's going to head towards, because every generation is going to have like the downslope, and then of course the downslope is going to have the upslope. But unfortunately, we were met with the downslope.
No kidding. I'm so sorry. Are you in the millennial category?
Oh, definitely. I'm in the millennial category.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I raised 3 of those.
We're all doing
Look, I'm a Gen X, and let me tell you, we're survivors.
Oh yeah.
We can handle anything. What's that phrase I always say? You're 50, but you look 30. Yeah, there's a reason for that. We have to survive. We have to always mold ourselves.
Yeah. It's just that every generation is going to have its different complications, and every generation is going to have its upsets and ups downs. For me, it's just going to be more of just like, I have to understand like what you said, like make sure that I understand that if I am having fun or relaxing, it's for me, you know, like don't overthink it.
Don't feel guilty.
Don't feel
Schedule it.
Don't feel guilty. You know, that concept too.
No, don't feel guilty. You know, one thing I do, and people are going to think I'm weird, I go to the movies by myself in the middle of the day.
Oh.
So you might see me, where's our car at the movie theater at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday? Yeah, I'm watching a movie by myself with a big old popcorn and a Coke Zero, and I don't care.
Okay.
But that's your
alone time.
Yeah, and I know my agents are going to watch this and be like, she does that? Yeah.
No wonder she doesn't answer my calls at that time.
Oh, yeah. And I do that like once a month.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I schedule it. So I encourage you.
I do love movies. And I did tell Jordan that I enjoy movies at the movie theater because I do turn off my phone.
You have no choice.
And I leave my watch in my car. So I don't feel any vibrations. I don't, if I do feel it on my phone, there's a chance that I'm not just going to look at it because I don't want to be rude, you know, like, and I don't want to have that screen just popping out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I commend you. I think you should go to the movies more often.
Okay. Yeah. I need to get the membership.
Yeah, I have it.
Oh, you do? Wow. No wonder you go once a month.
I have to do it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, thank you so much for actually coming through. I know you have a busy day.
I appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah, thank you so much for all the insights, all the information, all the conversation, of course.
It's been fun. I hope you invite me back. We can talk about the red flags and the green flags.
I will definitely invite you back. Like I said, it's easier to bring in people that have the same values and mindsets and goals, and even the direction of like where your life is heading towards, just because it just flows, right?
Yeah.
I think this is the reason why I get along with the team that I have, because like you have a team that is basically set on certain values, and it's easy just to be around those people because you just connect naturally. And now that I know certain things, I'm not forcing the other things to bring into my company,
right?
Which I like, but also I don't want to say that it's had a positive effect. It's had also its negative effects when it comes financially, because you have to let things go.
I understand.
But yeah, off of that, well, if there's any social media platforms or that you want to plug in so that people can actually follow you.
Well, if you guys want to follow my crazy adventures, I'm on Instagram at Martha Sales LA.
Thank you so much.
I don't really use the Facebook anymore. Sorry. No. I forget to post. Sorry, guys.
Why don't you just sync it to your Instagram?
I think I'm going to have to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That way it could just automatically just go to there. You don't have to think about it.
Okay.
And you don't have TikTok?
I do have TikTok at Martha Sales LA.
Okay.
Even more crazy adventures. Yeah.
Well, anything that you would want to just add on, Jordan, before we close?
You guys are beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Did you add a filter? I'm just making sure. Just kidding.
Wow.
Let's not go down that path again.
We don't have the filters here.
Just joking. All right, thank you again.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening. And for those that haven't seen my podcast, I usually do them around this time because the season is a little slower when it comes to the real estate, which is a good thing and it's a bad thing. And I am grateful for both things. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next one.